Let's talk about some of the best picks of the first round. Hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. It's completely free. Just scroll down. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on the draft content. You can unsubscribe at any time, although I hope that you don't. First up, let's talk about Greg Newsom, Northwestern cornerback that went at number 26 overall to the Cleveland Browns. It is a big team need and a scheme fit. You really can't go wrong with that. These are all scheme fits pretty much on this list. It's a shorter list, but I do want to talk about some of these guys. Greg Newsom's fantastic. He's, one of the best cornerbacks in this class. He fell all the way to 26. The Browns didn't have to move up for him. He fell right into their laps, and they get a huge upgrade on the boundary. Greedy Williams is kind of an unknown right now. Denzel Ward is a really good player. I know they signed Troy Hill. Troy Hill's going to be a slot cornerback, I think, for the Cleveland Browns. Greg Newsom can play on the boundary. He's extremely athletic. He's very technically sound as well. He can play press man. He can play off man. He can play press bail. Greg Newsom really can do it all, and he fits in perfectly. I think he would probably fit in almost any scheme fit based on his skill set. He's instinctive in zone coverage as well, but he's a really, really good man cornerback. He's going to fit in perfectly in Cleveland. And the Browns get a big upgrade at the position. Again, they didn't have to trade up. One of the best players in the draft just fell to them at 26. This is just awesome for Cleveland. I think Packers fans by default want to be negative about the Eric Stokes selection. I wouldn't be. He, again, is a perfect scheme fit for Green Bay. He meets the size requirements. He's an extreme athlete. And when I say size requirements, Green Bay traditionally prefers like bigger, longer cornerbacks. I know they drafted Jair Alexander. Jair's a really great player. He kind of transcended what Green Bay traditionally does at cornerback. But Stokes not only meets the requirements, he's actually a good athlete and a fairly good technical corner as well. There are some things I want to see Eric Stokes clean up a little bit. He is a little bit handsy. But overall, he's very good in man coverage. I think he's instinctive enough in zone, although it isn't one of his best strengths. I think mainly you're going to want to see him on the boundary as a man corner. I don't think he tackles well enough to play in the nickel. I think he's a really good boundary corner. And for the Packers that love to play man coverage, this is going to be a really, really good fit on the other side of Jair Alexander. You needed to get a corner that could cover on the boundary other than Jair. You can't just have one side locked down and then the other side, just throw it over there. Kevin King. It's Chandon Sullivan. It's whoever, right? This is a big-time player that can develop into a starter within the first couple years. Again, amazing athlete, amazing recovery speed when he needs it. And Eric Stokes has potential just to be so good inside the Green Bay scheme, inside the system, where he can just play man coverage. I think it's going to be great for him. And yeah, you want to be negative about Aaron Rodgers. Probably not going to be back. Changing the pick here and taking a receiver doesn't change that. If you can convince Aaron Rodgers to come back, the reports are saying that he doesn't want to be there. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to believe. I don't know if Jordan Love's going to be the quarterback next year or if Aaron Rodgers is going to be the quarterback next year. One thing I do know, they needed to upgrade corner, and they did so with one of the best corners the entire draft, and they got him at the end of the first round. I think it was solid value, but overall a great scheme fit and team need. Christian Darris was a borderline fantastic pick for the Vikings at 14. But wait, they didn't do it at 14. They would have taken him there, I'm sure of it. But they traded down to number 23 overall and still landed Christian Darris. Are you kidding me, Minnesota? Are you kidding me? This is such a great pick for Minnesota. It is ridiculous. Plug and play left tackle. What can we say about Christian Darris? Well, he has elite athleticism for a left tackle. He has elite length for the position in general. He played very, very well in 2020. Oh, and he did so while playing injured. Are you kidding me? So when you bring up a player that is good on tape while not at 100%, and would have been a good pick anyway at 14, and you trade down and still take him, what's not to love with this pick? This is just phenomenal from the Vikings. I can't say enough how great of a pick this is and how great it worked out. You needed help at left tackle, and you got it in a big, big, big way. No pun intended, because Christian Darris is a big boy at left tackle. But just a great job done by the Vikings to land a really good player and supposedly has a great mental makeup as well. Really good guy is what you hear. So he checks all the boxes, really. Praise be to Rick Spielman for the last one, but let's go down south. Let's talk about Jalen Phillips, my best edge in the entire draft, and the Dolphins got him at 18, kept him in city in Miami, going from the U to the Dolphins, and he's a great fit for the Dolphins. Can play off the edge. I think he's going to be on the line. I don't really think you're going to see him rush from a 2-point stance very often. He's not going to have to. I don't think he's going to have to move in space too much. He has the size and the strength to set the edge routinely, but he's also by far the best pass rusher, not of only any edge player, but of any player in the draft. He is the best pass rusher in the draft, and he's very good as a run defender as well. But as a pass rusher, when you see him showcase some of the counter moves that he brings to the table, Jalen Phillips has a pass rush plan. He knows what to do if his first move doesn't work. Jalen Phillips is just unreal. He's a tremendous athlete. There are some big concerns. You don't get a top 10 player like this at number 18 for nothing. He had to medically retire. He was forced to by UCLA after 3 concussions, and he does have a wrist injury and I believe an ankle injury that was reported as well. So Jalen Phillips, if he works out and stays healthy, wow, what an unbelievable pick by the Dolphins. And the Dolphins can afford to take a chance. The Dolphins can afford to, because you've got a really solid roster already and a ton of picks. Why not take a shot at, in my opinion, the best defensive player in the entire draft, and they got him at number 18. It was really hard not to love Rashawn Slater to the Chargers. It really was. He went at number 13 overall. He just fell into their laps, and they pulled the trigger, and why wouldn't they? They didn't have to move up for Penei Sewell. Didn't even have to move up for Rashawn Slater. You got the best offensive lineman in the draft right now. He is the most technically sound. He had the best tape, and he did so against some pretty good competition. Just throw on Northwestern against Ohio State in 2019. You'll see what I'm talking about. Rashawn Slater shuts down future number 2 overall pick Chase Young and the rest of anyone who tried him on the Ohio State defensive line. Rashawn Slater was incredible that game, and he did that against everybody the entire season. He was just someone who didn't get beat. He's very, very technically sound in pass pro, and he's a pretty good run blocker as well. So for the Chargers that were looking for their blindside protector for Justin Herbert, yeah, it was tempting to trade up into the top 10 and get Penei Sewell. He went at number 7 overall. And then you think, okay, maybe the Broncos take him at 9. Maybe the Panthers take him at 8. Maybe the Cowboys take him at 10. Maybe the Giants take him at 11. None of that happened. They waited and waited, and it worked. Rashawn Slater fell to 13, and they took him. It's a perfect pick again. And in my opinion, the best pick of the draft, this is not ranked, but in my opinion, another great pick was Justin Fields to the Chicago Bears. They did trade up to get him. They swapped number 11 and number 20 and added in a first-round pick next year and a 4th as well. But if the Bears are going to be as good as they think they're going to be, that first-round pick might not be that valuable. Or, yeah, it could be at, maybe 26 or later if the Bears play as well as they think they're going to play. Justin Fields is their potential future franchise quarterback, and he is underrated at this point. I don't mind not having him as QB2. I have him as QB3. But I see him at QB6 on Chris Sims' board. What are you doing? What are you doing? Justin Fields is extremely accurate. He's a fantastic athlete, and not only is he accurate, he's got a huge arm. One of the best deep balls in the entire draft, and Justin Fields is consistent. The only thing you worry about is the reports with the mental makeup. Some guys said that's completely untrue. Some guys said it was. Coaches, I don't know. I can't talk on it. I don't know Justin Fields. I don't know. I only saw him on QB1, and he seemed fine to me. But all I know is I watched him on tape. I know what kind of a player he is, and he's a really, really good player. Add him to an offense that has Allen Robinson. Maybe this convinces Allen Robinson to come back long term. With Darnell Mooney, the most underrated rookie last year. With Colt Kmet at tight end. Hopefully for the Bears, only getting better in the future. And a decent offensive line. They need to address tackle in round 2. Please, if you're the Bears, please address tackle. But the Bears are set up for success. They got their future franchise quarterback. They didn't even have to trade into the top 10 to get him. it's a first-round pick that might not even be all that valuable next year. So I love what the Bears did. Go up for your guy. They got him at 11 overall, man. I don't think anyone thought Justin Fields was going to fall out of the top 10. I didn't think he was going to make it out of the top 9. Yet here he is going at number 11 to the Bears. Bravo for the trade up. I think you got a really, really good player. That is going to do it for the best picks of round 1 for the 2021 NFL Draft. A bunch of other great picks as well. I just decided to choose a few. I ended up settling on 6. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Sell me on your team's pick. And I will see you in the next one. Subscribe. Take it easy.
Insane, I hit it at the park, bend bones. See me high step to the end zone. My life like a game, Nintendo. Playing with the best, let them know. Get off the track, the train's coming through. Yeah, promise you get in my way, then you best believe I'ma just run over you. Yeah, yeah. Papa turn taking it back to the house. Defensive joke, I'm laughing so loud. Speed burst good.